Welcome to our 16th Sunday of the year, and we have another reading from St. Matthew, and we're continuing these Sundays with many parables. So this is chapter 13. It says, Jesus proposed another parable to the crowd, saying, "The kingdom of heaven is likened to a man who sowed good seed in his field. While everyone was asleep, the enemy came and sowed weeds all throughout the wheat, and then went off. When the crop grew and bore fruit, the weeds appeared as well. The slaves of the householder came back to him and said, 'Master, did you not sow good seed in your field? Where have the weeds come from?' He answered, 'An enemy has done this.' His slave said, 'Do you want us to go and pull them up?' He replied, 'No. If you pull up the weeds, you might uproot the wheat along with them. Let them grow together until harvest. Then at harvest I will say to the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles for burning, but the wheat gather into my barn.'" This parable brings up something we all wrestle with. It's the presence of evil alongside the good. And we all face this in the world in infinite number of ways, that God allows the evil weeds to grow up rather than destroy it all. It reminds me of the time of the flood when God sent the floods to the earth because humanity had become so corrupted, and he had to start over again and just save the few who were righteous people and believed in God. But since then, he said he would never flood the earth again. And from that moment, he's allowed the weeds to grow up alongside the wheat. And one of the effects of that is, unfortunately, that it inhibits the growth of the good seed, and the fruits that come are perhaps less in the aggregate than they would have been otherwise had there been no weeds. And we live with that. We live with a very imperfect and sinful world where evil is always threatening to choke off the good. But we know that ultimately our lives live in the providence of God. Christ is with us, and that he adjusts his plan and he allows us to have our freedom, but it's not perfect in this world. At the end, God's righteousness and God's justice will prevail, and he'll separate the wheat from the chaff, and the chaff will be burned up, and those who are faithful will go on to eternal life. We have to keep our hope alive and not be overwhelmed by seeing the evil all around us in the world. We know that God's in charge and God has us in his hands.